Man, I have had a bad case of buggy fever lately, but thankfully Furitek is there to give me what I need. So we got the 30 from Furitek. I've been loving this thing, just driving it all the time. And now they're bringing us the Ultimate 24. So the Titan Ultimate 24. So they had the Titan, which was like an 18th scale version. This one is more 24 scale. We've got some SCX24 axles under here. We've got four-wheel steer, a driver, working steering wheel, so much packed into this thing. So we're going to take it over here to the bench, take a closer look at it, and then we're going to go do some lines with it. I think Furitek took a major step in the right direction with this thing. So going to SCX24 based axles was the best move, in my opinion. I was not a fan of those CR18P axles we were getting with all of their RTRs. They push like crazy. They don't have a very good steering angle to them anyways. So when you try to turn, you just push that front end like crazy. So these are Furitek branded here, but they're just like the OGRCs, in my opinion. They've got a 50-degree turning steering angle to them, they say. And as you can see, they've got some really good steering, and they turn all through that. So a really good axle for this thing. You'll see on the rear, I printed up this diff slider. This is meant for the Super 8s, and it fit perfect on here. These share a similar shape in the diff here. So I printed that up and it fit well, because that is a hang-up point on the rear. As you can see how it is on the front, that's the way it was back here. So I felt like the diff slider would help us out big time on that. We've got brass knuckles, front and rear steering knuckles. So you get the brass there. Of course, upgraded steering links. You've got aluminum servo horns. These servos are the steel core. They get the job done pretty well. They're not spectacular, like they're not a $60 to $80 servo, but they do fine in most cases. There were times that I would get the rear in a bad spot and I'm trying to use that four-wheel steer, and I would have to kind of get it out of a bind before it would pop back. So they work. They're not just amazing or anything, but they get the job done. You've got brass servo mounts on here. We've got metal drive shafts in here, nice high clearance links, and an aluminum skid, which is not the end of the world. Plastic slides better, but for this, I would want aluminum because it just matches this better, in my opinion. This is a caged buggy that's built for kind of scale looks. So it's not like a super high breakover, trying to get max performance out of it type build. So I think that just fits it well. We've got a little bit of an angled skid there, as you can see also. One of the things I love that they did with this is all of the upper link mount options that you get. So you'll see these upper link mounts. You got 7 holes there. And I can't tell if that's focusing or not. Come on. There we go. So we've got 7 holes there, front and rear. So lots of link mount options for your upper links. And then of course your lowers are down here at the skid. This version here is slightly different. I've got the Mini Komodo Unity in here. The production model will have the Mini Tri-Unity in it. You've got a working steering wheel with the servo mounted up front here, so the steering wheel works. You've got the Tesla digiboard mounted in the dash, so that lights up when you power this thing up. You got a driver in there. Each one of these comes with 2 drivers, I believe, so that's cool. You can change your driver up if you want to. Just a very sweet looking buggy. The titanium chassis or cage just looks so good on the rocks. We've got some really good shocks on this thing. And as you can see, it's balanced out pretty well. Now I've got the front shocks, got some bands on them. It won't quite hold like that without them. And I just felt like it was setting a little high in the front, kind of like that, and it just felt like it looked set a little high, so I put some bands on there because I wanted to bring that front down a little. But these shocks feel really good, and they're pretty sweet. They're all aluminum. Looks like we got a bleeder screw up top there, and I assume that works, so that's cool. But man, I think they did really well with this. You've got brass oil slick wheels here, so these are probably the best RTR wheels we've got from Furitek for sure. I don't love how they go with the Buggy, so I'm going to swap to my own wheels and tires that I think fit the Buggy look a little better. But these are some very good wheels that you can reuse somewhere else. You know, I like the oil slick look, just not really with this. So they're definitely going to be used somewhere else. And they're a bead-lock, obviously, with a lot of weight because they're brass. These tires, I don't like the wide look. Me personally, I want a more narrow tire on this. So I'm going to swap that up. They did okay. I think the foams could be trimmed, and it would really help, or, you know, change them out, obviously. But it just didn't seem like I was getting a lot of conforming on the rocks. They, at times, I felt like I was getting good steering with the Axial, but I would just kind of not grip with the tire. So I wasn't turning real well at times, I think because of the tire, really. So I'm excited to swap those out and just kind of run this thing. It does look like hopefully Liam and I are going to make it over to Beat the Creek on Saturday just to hang out mostly. He's got a bum knee. So I'm going to be taking this, hopefully, and if anybody's over there and wants to check it out, you're welcome to drive it, check it out, whatever. So this does come with the transmitter that is ready for four-wheel steer and set up, ready to go out of the box. Now, it came with this little knob, like they have been on there, and I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I was under here, and felt like I was hitting this all the time when I would try to turn. So I printed this one off of Bamboo Studio and just glued it on. I put a little E6000 in it, slid it on there, and it's good because it didn't fit exactly. But it works. I prefer that much better than the small knob. It just seems like it's easier to work. But very cool that we're set up for four-wheel steer, and it's it's not just a full left, full right. It's fully proprietary, so you can turn this as much or as little as you want. Seems to work really well. So I'm just loving this thing right now, and I've been running it, just as it is, and having an absolute blast with it. So let's go check out some of the running clips. So this running footage was actually shot before I did the look on the bench. So I'm going to repeat myself a little bit in some of the stuff that I'm saying. I apologize for that, but hey, some people need to hear things 2 or 3 times before they actually retain it anyway. So maybe you need it. I don't know. All right, so I've got a stock SCX30 2S pack in here. I wanted to see how this ran on a 2S. Now these tires feel really firm, so I'm curious if they're gonna work very well. But we're gonna find out. And I think we've got these brass wheels. These are brass oil slick. I have a set of these. Man, I cannot get this thing where I want it right here. This is a big gap though. I'm trying to see if I can sort of work my way across this big gap, having the four-wheel steer. I think you can kind of see there. Ah, it's so cool. Oh, if I didn't have the four-wheel steer, I probably wouldn't have made that with this Buggy. Now this thing isn't going to be the absolute baddest performing thing ever. You know, it's built to be a scale-ish caged Buggy, you know? And so it's got all of those little touches, the driver, the interior, the working steering wheel, all of those different things. So yeah, it's not gonna be like my big
build that's like super high clearance and everything, but it's gonna look so freaking good. Especially when I get used to running this 4-wheel steer. Oh. Ah! Oh, it's so cool. So I definitely think these axles are an improvement for Furitek over what we were getting with their RTRs. Oh, she's about to go. Let's try to reposition this thing. So I wasn't a fan of the like CR18 axles that we were getting on all their RTRs. So I'm glad to see them go with an SCX24 based axle. I do think I'm going to print a diff slider for the rear. They're shaped a lot like a Super 8. I printed one to try it, and it does fit. So I've got one that will fit it. So I'm definitely going to do that at some point. Let's see how she downhills. So this is a little heavier, you know, top heavy. Just being a full caged buggy with a driver. We've got a servo for our steering wheel. Like, it's kind of like driving a hard body, you know, but it's a buggy. So I like these oil slick wheels, but I'm not a big fan of them on here. So I'll probably take these and use them on something else and mount up something that, in my opinion, just looks a little more buggy based. I feel like these tires are just kind of sliding a lot. Oh, that's sweet right there, though. Oh, so sweet. Let's see how good this guy can drive right here. We're gonna have to work our way around it. I was wanting to go just up and over that, but look at that. It's one of the perks of 4-wheel steer. If you can't go over it, go around it. This thing is so smooth, though. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Very clean coming down that. So it's nice that it comes with 4-wheel steer and a 4-wheel steer setup transmitter. But this knob kind of bugs me. It's just so sensitive. I'll probably eventually put this on my radio link or something. I don't know if we're going to get the hook there. That passenger side's not wanting to hook. It's just probably the tire. No. Thought maybe that would do it. Let's try. Let's try going at it a little more straight on here. Getting the left up and over. No. Ah, almost. Ah! It's a tough line for this. As I said earlier, this is like driving a hard body. I mean, it's not really what I would call a comp rig. It's its own class. And I do think it needs overdrive. I'm gonna put underdrive in the rear, something. For me, overdrive is a must in everything. So that would help us there. Also, just tires, we're just not hooking up. Right there, this driver's side needs to hook. And these just, they're just not doing it. So while I'm bashing on the tires, let's see what they do on this rock. It's staying pretty well planted. They're starting to hook. That's crazy. They actually did that really well. I didn't feel like they were hooking up great, but they just made that line pretty easily. So I don't know. Tires are so just hard to figure out sometimes. I don't know that we're gonna make this. Ooh! I was getting ready to catch it. It's super smooth control. Wow, okay. Nice. I'm really surprised it made that. Oh, I just killed the battery. I get in this position and kill the battery, really? All right, so I tried to sit this back up here, close to where I was. I don't think I put myself in a great position. Oh, nice. Kind of wanted to go like up over that rock. Oh, that four-wheel steer just saved me right there. Nice. Oh, that was so sweet. I love how you can just go anywhere you want, make new lines with the four-wheel steer. This thing actually downhill is better than I thought it would. I guess having the extra weight in the rear. Pretty good little four-wheel steer line going up this. Oh, that's so cool. Now, every now and then, like right there, my rear servo is just cooked. Like it can't get, there we go. So a little stronger servo would probably be nice, but it's getting it done, especially for an RTR. Of course, with the price tag this carries, it's not a normal RTR. It's so cool how you can work your way up a rock when you're not really getting the bite, just working that steering. Oh, I love that. It's got me excited for my 10 scale buggy because it's going to be four-wheel steer as well. Let's come back around. Look at that. So I do that. I like making that turn with my dig build, and you have to lock the dig there to kind of rotate around like that. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to save that. Oh no, I'm in a bad spot. There we go. This thing's so fun to drive. It's just a different experience. It really is. I mean, four-wheel steer for me, I'm not huge on it for like just pure performance. It does help you in a lot of ways, but a lot of times it hurts you also. But in my opinion, just the added weight and links on the rear and everything. But man, it makes for a fun driving experience. And just like that, I can turn that rear and it settles down that suspension a little bit. Oh, that's so freaking sweet looking. I absolutely love this little buggy. I have buggy fever so bad right now. This may be my favorite line out here with this thing. It's just like the perfect hook for that rear. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Dang.
Sorry, trying to get my final thoughts on this guy. So, you know, $650 is a lot for a 24 scale RTR. But I will say I've spent double that before, and I don't think I really enjoyed it as much as this. Now, part of that is just like what you're into at the moment. You know, if you're super into just hard body scale trucks or whatever, and you get a comp rig, like you're maybe not going to be as excited. So a lot of that has to do with just like your personal, what you're into, what you're feeling at the moment, right? So this hit at the perfect time for me because I'm just all about these builds, you know, just buggies and caged builds. So it was perfect timing for me. So for me, I would have to have one of these. And, you know, $650. A lot of times I think we look at it like, well, it's a 24 scale. It should be less than a 10 scale. But I kind of think that's also like part of the, you know, technology and the things like these motors and stuff that we're getting from Furitek with the ESCs built in and things. It's harder to build a motor this big with an ESC in it than, you know, one this big, I'm sure. It's kind of like generators. You know, you can buy a 4,000 watt old school generator on wheels that's heavy as crap and loud and, you know, for $200-300, or you can buy a super quiet one you can pick up and pack with you, you know, for probably double or more. So it's kind of like that, you know. Smaller is not always cheaper, I guess. So I don't know that you can build this cheaper. There's some cages out there that are more like $400 for just the cage. So at that point, you're not going to build this cheaper. So I think this is a very good RTR. I mean, there's going to be a select few people that want to spend the money for it, and that's fine. But if you want a build like this, it's totally worth it, in my opinion. The only thing that I would ever probably upgrade on this would be servos, maybe, but I probably won't even bother unless something happens to one of these. And maybe some underdrive in the rear, but I don't think I'm even going to worry about that for now. I'm going to change wheels and tires just to get the look that I want. We're all kind of probably going to do that, but at least you're getting a wheel that you can 100% use somewhere else if you decide to change those, and just a solid buggy overall. So I try to base it, you know, my review on how good is it out of the box. It's really good for what it is. Again, I said that it's not going to just like outperform everything, but treat it like a scale kind of truck, you know. And I think it's pretty dang good for that. Did I have any failures? No, I didn't. So that's good. And how much fun I have with it, because to me, this hobby is all about having fun. I think we get caught up in a lot of times, oh, this is better than that, and my build's better than yours, and you should do this. You're stupid for doing that. Like in the end, it's having fun with toy trucks. And that's all I care about, honestly. So I had a blast with this. I love it. Can't wait to kind of make it my own just with wheels and tires. And I'm going to be taking this out to Beach Creek tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow. I'm shooting this right now. I'm going to upload it in just a bit. So hopefully some of you guys will be out there if you want to check it out. Let me know. I think this is great. Furitek, it's their best RTR, in my opinion. Best RTR yet. I love it. You know, some people nitpick the welds and things. I'm not a welder. I could care less. I don't care. Somebody wants to complain about the design. I don't care. If I like the look of it, I have fun driving it. That's all I care about. So you guys tell me what you think about it in the comments. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate all the channel members. And got an update on some Universal Rock stuff coming soon. So stay tuned for that. Peace.